What's going on? Welcome to the video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm officially starting a fat loss phase, which I'll be in for the next 4 to 6 months, and I'm really looking forward to documenting the process and the journey here on my YouTube channel so that you can either take some ideas from it or learn some things from my own process and my own journey. But either way, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of these videos each week that I post. So for the last year and a half, I've been in a lean bulking phase or a muscle building phase where my goals have been to simply build muscle and get stronger while staying as lean as possible. So I didn't want to sacrifice adding a bunch of body fat on just to build some more muscle. And the reason I've been in this phase for so long, a year and a half, going on 2 years, is because when COVID happened here in New York in 2020, gyms closed down for a good 6 months or so. And I felt that in that 6-month period, I was just doing body weight workouts. I was not doing any sort of other resistance training, or I didn't have any equipment available to me at the time. And I felt like I lost a good amount of muscle mass during that 6-month period. So really ever since then, my main goal has been to build back muscle, get stronger, get bigger, and gain a little bit of weight over time. And I would say that it's been an incredibly successful lean bulking phase. I've been able to gain about 12 to 15 pounds of muscle, and I still look really lean. My physique and my definition is still very much there. I've lost a little bit in my core, but otherwise when I'm training in the gym, I still feel like I look very defined and vascular when I'm training. So as we head into 2022, I'm starting this fat loss phase, and my main goals really for this next 6 months is to build the best physique that I've ever built in my life. Almost as a challenge to myself to just get as shredded, as lean, and as defined as possible as I've ever done before. And the reason for that is because I'm planning to compete in a men's physique competition sometime in the summer range. So May, June, July. I've looked at a few shows that I could possibly do in that time frame. And I'm excited to challenge myself. I'm excited to get out of my comfort zone because me personally, I don't have much of a desire to be a professional bodybuilder or to win whatever show that I compete in, or there's nothing that I'm personally passionate about in regards to bodybuilding. This is more to commit to something that's gonna force me out of my comfort zone, that's gonna force me to grow as an individual, right? I'm gonna grow my confidence doing these things that I'm not comfortable doing, posing, going in front of a whole panel of judges and a whole, audience, basically no clothes on and posing and flexing. Like, none of those things are things that I would naturally want to do. I'm naturally a shy and more timid type of person, more of an introvert. And I know that doing those things is gonna force me to grow as a person, grow as an individual, grow as a coach, right? Last time I competed back in 2017, I learned so much about nutrition, so much about strength training, and what it truly takes in your program and in your nutrition to physically change your body, right? And I'm gonna learn even more this time around as well. So I just wanted to make this video to lay out my game plan for the next 6 months and how I'm going to achieve these goals of getting in the best shape of my life and building the best possible physique I can. I'm gonna lay out everything that I've got that I'm planning to do so that you can emulate some of these things, or you can incorporate some of these things if you want to as well, or maybe it sparks an idea for you. So the first thing in my game plan is that I'm working with my coach, Justin. So he's handling my programming for my workouts, my nutrition, and most importantly, that's gonna keep me accountable, right? So I have to log my weight each day, I have to log my macros and log my workouts as well. And once per week I have a check-in with him where I also send him some progress photos. This accountability is truly what leads to seeing the best possible results. Of course, I could set up my own macros, I could set up my own workout routine. I know the things of what I should be doing. And you may even know the things of what you should be doing as well to lose body fat. But without accountability, without that support, without someone taking out all the guesswork, without someone to report to, it's very easy to fall off track for 1 or 2 days, and that turns into a week or 2 weeks or a month because there's no accountability to get back on track, right? There's no consequences for not tracking your macros or your calories for a week. No one else is in on it with you. So this is the major part of why I know I'm going to get in the best shape of my life, is because I'm not paying him money every month to just throw it away. It's the money that really is going to keep me accountable and that is going to make me know that I have to be all in for this. And then a few of the more tangible things I'm going to be doing each day. I'm going to be tracking my macros each day. And that's pretty much a given, right? To build the best possible physique with the best possible body composition, taking a deeper look at how many grams of protein, carbs, and fats you're eating is crucial, right? That's gonna have the biggest impact, more than anything, on how your body shapes up, how you're able to lose body fat and build muscle, okay? So I'll be tracking my macros each day, and I'll be training between 5 and 6 days per week, strength training, okay? And you know, these aren't going to be massively intense workouts. I'm not going to be maxing out for 1 rep or doing anything super, you know, crazy like HIIT workouts or anything. I'm going to be just training 5 to 6 days a week and really focusing on that mind-muscle connection, really focusing on using the muscle that should be working for each individual exercise and focusing on using that muscle group to actually move the weight. So, you know, that's, you know, what I've been doing for the last many years and what I will continue to do. The training aspect of things actually doesn't change much from a lean bulking phase to a fat loss phase. It's very, very similar. One important thing that I will be doing with my workouts is logging the weight and the reps I'm able to get. The reason why that's so important is because you're documenting what you're able to do in the gym, and you're gonna look back and see that next week when you do the same workout or the same exercise, and it's gonna motivate you to do a little bit better, or at least to maintain that same weight or that same amount of reps. Because if you're not progressing in the gym, if you're not seeing improvements in some areas, even if it's 1 extra rep or 5 extra pounds, it's gonna be hard to make noticeable progress. So that's something that's very, very important. In regards to cardio, this is what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna do 10 minutes of warm-up cardio before each workout. Whatever my preference is, for me, what I like to do is put the treadmill on the steepest incline that it goes and just walk at a moderate pace for those 10 minutes, because that's gonna get your heart rate up just a little bit. It's a low intensity exercise, right? I hate high intensity stuff. I just don't like it, and I know I won't stick with that because it's uncomfortable. I just don't like it at all. So it's low intensity, but because it's on an incline, it's gonna burn a good amount of calories for those 10 minutes that I'm doing it. In addition to those 10-minute warm-up cardio sessions, I'm gonna burn about 500 calories worth of cardio over the course of the whole week. So just for reference, that's not a whole lot for someone who's in a fat loss phase, who is looking especially to compete in a men's physique show. That might be like an hour of cardio, or maybe a little bit more, maybe an hour. It's give or take about an hour's worth of cardio, especially if I'm doing my incline walking at a very moderate rate. You know, I can expect, if I wanted to break that up into 2 separate sessions of 30 minutes each, that's pretty much what that would look like. So obviously not a massive amount of cardio by any means, and this is more than I was doing previously in my lean bulking phase. I was doing about 200 calories worth of cardio in the whole week instead of now 500. A few other things that I am going to be logging and kind of evaluating and looking at and sending to my coach, which are less important than the macros and the workouts and nutrition and stuff like that, but it's still worth collecting information on, is things like sleep. How many hours am I sleeping per day? My stress levels, how stressed am I from 1 to 10, per day? Because that factors into, your well-being, your fitness, your scale weight, all that stuff. I'm going to be logging stuff like how much fiber I'm having, right? I'm already tracking my macros in the MyFitnessPal app, so the dietary fiber that I eat per day is already being logged, so I'm just gonna kind of look at that and evaluate that. I wanna make sure that I'm generally in the 20 to 30 gram range for fiber, maybe even up to 40 grams of fiber per day. So one very necessary part of my program and approach in general is the adjustments we make to the program over time, me and my coach. So right now, to start off, I'm eating about 3,200 calories per day. And you might think, Jesse, that is a massive amount of food to eat in a fat loss phase, 3,200 calories. For some people it might be, but for me, as I said, I'm coming off of a lean bulking phase where I was eating plenty of food in order to build muscle. I was eating 3,600 calories at the end of my lean bulking phase just a week or two ago. So any drop in food, whether it's down to 3,300 calories or 3,200 or 2,900, any drop in food is likely gonna lead to some weight loss here in these first few weeks. So it's not necessary for me to eat drastically low calories or much lower than I'm eating right now. I'm almost certain that I'm gonna drop a pound or two in this first couple weeks just from reducing the food by several hundred calories. So that's where my starting point is, and I'm documenting that now. Over time, of course, we're gonna slowly and gradually reduce the food and likely increase the cardio a little bit. So, you know, this is my starting point, 3,200. You know, maybe a few months from now, I'm eating closer to 2,500 calories or 2,000 calories. So again, I'm gonna document this process the entire time. We're only gonna make adjustments and changes as needed, right? If I'm consistently losing weight at 3,200 calories, we may not need to reduce the food much more, you know, at least here in this first month or two. So that's our approach. That is what's gonna work for me. That's what's gonna allow me to target mainly body fat loss. I don't care about losing water weight. I wanna lose body fat, and I wanna maintain the muscle mass that I've built over the last 2 years. So that's just me pulling back the curtain, showing you exactly what I'm doing on a daily basis, what my game plan is to basically get as shredded as humanly possible over the next 6 months, to lose as much body fat as I can, get my body fat percentage, I'm probably in the 15% range, bringing it all the way down to like 5% body fat, and doing so while maintaining as much muscle as I can. So if you want to come along for this journey, if you want to, you know, try to, you know, join me and kind of do a fat loss phase yourself, absolutely feel free to message me and send me an email if you have any questions. Keep in mind that there's a big difference between someone who's doing this to compete, and I'm going to probably take it to more extreme levels than any of you should do or any of my clients should do if they're not competing, right? Losing body fat and keeping it off permanently is more about sustainability, is more about a balanced lifestyle and a healthy lifestyle. And when I get closer to the show dates, when I get between a month of the show dates, a lot of the stuff I'm doing is not going to be necessary for the average person to lose body fat and shouldn't be emulated. So I just want to make that clear that you shouldn't do exactly what I'm doing. You should work with a professional like I'm doing to get a routine in place, get an approach in place that makes sense for you so that you can actually sustain it, okay? So thank you so much for watching. I'm going to document the journey as much as I can over these next 6 months. Subscribe if you don't already so that you get notified when I make more videos every single week. And I will see you on the next video.